is crazy good, Tim. That's awesome, man. That's really good. I think what you did was perfect in going through, the points of my website and the ideas. I mean, you came up with some bomb ideas right on the spot, and that's pretty impressive.
Hey, what's going on? My name is Tim. I'm one of the co-founders here at Scary Good Marketing, where we take the fear out of marketing and advertising your business using battle-tested strategies and creativity to bring you a better ROI. And if you're new to the channel, consider subscribing if you would like to level up your game when it comes to marketing and advertising your business. Now, in today's video, I want to take you behind the scenes of our Scary Good website audits, where we do a 1-hour deep dive into your website, really helping you understand what needs to change, the tweaks that you need to make. That way you can turn more visitors into customers. Now, these audits normally cost $499 for us to do the 1-hour session with you. Now, we go into a whole bunch of things, and that's really what this video is going to be about, is showing you a recent website audit we did for a client and really just helping you understand the things that you can be doing on your website, the things that you really need to take into consideration and tweak so that you can really start turning more of your website visitors into customers. Now, I just want to throw this out there because we work with so many different companies and so many different people, and really your website is your main foundation when it comes to your online presence. And a lot of people have this misconception that once you have your website created and maybe you got the copy written, you have the images, you have all of that, you really never have to do anything with it. And this just isn't true. Your website needs to continuously change and adapt to the times and be able to give the most relevant information to the person that you're wanting to attract to ultimately turn them into a customer. So you really need to keep that in mind, that your website is something that is going to continuously evolve and continuously change as time goes on. Now, with that being said, we do have something special for you when you make it all the way to the end of the video. So make sure that you stick around, you have a pen and paper, and you are taking a bunch of notes, because we go over a lot of things in this 1-hour session that we had, and you can really start gaining a lot of insights and thinking of ways that you can implement the things that we talk about for your website as well. So without further ado, let's go ahead and dive into that audit. So really the big thing is going to be this main part of the website, which is essentially what I just consider this first thing. One is I really enjoy the video on there. I think that it definitely helps the viewer understand what you do. One is obviously I'm going to say that we need to work on the actual copy that's there.
Yeah.
And I would actually change the wording for the free strategy. The only other note that I'll make is, in the video, I think it's really great. I would actually start the video at a different point though. I think at the beginning with the sparks and the building, I don't know right off the bat that it's for service-based businesses. I think all this other stuff, I totally get it right away. So that's what I would do, is even just, and like I said, I know some video players that you can say the starting point is at 15 seconds.
Yeah.
I would do that. Or even just do a re-edit.
Yeah.
That way it's just clear. Because to me, whenever I first got on here, I already knew you did service and that kind of stuff, but I was like, okay, if I don't know that, does this tell me that? And I was like, at first, no, I think it's more corporate. Even though there's the sparks, to me, there's not enough. I can't see enough to really understand. I see sparks and I'm like, okay, sparks. And then there's a big building and I'm like, okay, big corporate, right? That's what I think first.
Okay.
Right. So awesome. That's just one thing off the bat that I at least noticed. Now, moving on to that, like I said, the copy right here, to me, it needs to just be, and like I said, I know that it's being worked on, it's kind of doing that stuff. I would like to see, and what I always tell people is it needs me to, like, if I read it, I understand that, like, this is what you do, right? So in a sense, I would put something in there like building, and I would use the same language that construction companies and all of them have, which is that, like, building,
Yeah,
um,
constructing and
yeah,
remodeling and
yeah, like those kind
upgrading.
of
Yeah,
words
overhaul.
in there. Yeah, and that's why, like, the free strategy call, I would change that to literally like get an estimate or get a quote, because that's
Gotcha.
what they're used to, right? Like, they're used to sending people quotes, giving people estimates. To me, like, I understand the strategy call thing, like we name that, and I'm trying to find a better way to call it that too.
Yeah, it's
But to me, it's just that's what that industry is used to, and it'll make
yeah.
sense.
Gotcha. Yeah, it's hard because it's like I want it to come across as like, and it's stupid because when we're thinking and writing it, it's like, oh yeah, this makes sense, and it's like I want it to come across in a way that's like, listen, I know you haven't really done video yet. You haven't really thought about doing video for this yet. Let me
Hmm.
tell you a strategy or let me show you a way that that is going to increase. But I think I completely agree that it's about clicking first. They're not going to think of all that and gain all that just from 1 3 words.
Yeah, yeah, and that's the big thing, right? Is because your page is going to sell them on the idea of why they need video. And honestly, like I said, I'll get to it, but like there's a few other things that it needs to do. But my big thing is, I'm like, how do we just talk their language so it makes sense? Like, it's like,
Yeah.
oh, right, like, I really like these things. I want to get a quote on these things because that's what I'm used to doing. The other big thing is, like, right here, this main headline, I would be like, um, like, designing and building videos that help you land more jobs. Because, like, out of all, like, everyone that I've worked with in, like, any service base, like, whether it's roofers or plumbers or whatever, they always refer to, like, their customers as jobs, not like more
Hmm.
customers, not more. And I would say, like, quotes maybe, but to me, quotes doesn't sound that appealing because they still kind of have to sell.
Yeah.
You want it to be like, no, like, you got this job because of this video, kind of thing. So
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
kind of some of the wording that I would um,
That's awesome.
kind of do, and that's really what I would do, is like something like that. Um, you know, and also, if you have, like, case studies, like, oh, we did this video and it yielded 20 new jobs for this company,
Hmm.
that's what your headline is, like on this homepage here, instead of maybe this first button, like, get an instant quote, maybe it's like, um, you know let us send you a case study video, or a video showing you how this one video we built for this company landed them 20 new jobs, right? So that's, like, those are all things that you can kind of start at least thinking about. But right off the bat,
Yeah.
like I said, I would definitely lead with that videos are going to get you more jobs, because
Yeah.
that's
And
really what
that's
they want.
exactly. That's it. They just want something. They don't really care. They just want something that's going to get them more jobs. And they want, of the thousands of,
Hmm.
remodel companies, they want to be at the number 1 spot on Google or Facebook, or they want their video to pop up first. You know what I mean? And
Yeah,
that's,
and that's
yeah.
yeah. So that's what I would do, at least for that main headline. So right here, um,
Excuse me.
bless you. So right here on the this next section with the video, the thing that I would, let me read through it because it's a little different. So with this section, I feel like there needs to be a better way of putting this, because, like, whenever I scroll down, this like we solve this problem by,
Yeah,
if I didn't read this, this
that makes no
section makes no
sense.
sense.
Gotcha.
So what I would do is like reiterate what that problem is on this section. Because the thing is and I know that I've been kind of victim to this, and like
They're
um,
not reading.
yeah, the big thing is it's they're, like you said, like people don't read every single thing. Like they're going to read some things, they're going to um, they just, we don't read everything the way that we write it on our website. We
Hmm.
do, but a business owner isn't. They're going to skim through stuff, they're going to see different things,
Yeah.
not see different things. So that's kind of what I would do, is I would just restate what that problem is. And that problem could be um, you know, we solve the inconsistent way you get jobs, or something in that. Because I think that that's the other thing, is like a lot of service providers can kind of have like inconsistent jobs coming in, right? And
Yeah.
maybe the problem is like we solve the problem of having inconsistent jobs
Hmm.
by XYZ kind of thing.
That's smart. That's on my business card. I have like three bullets, and one of them is, to help you stay busy. Because that's when I did like a poll, and when I went to Facebook groups.
Mm-hmm.
I'm literally a part of 100 friggin' Facebook groups of construction and small businesses and service
Mm-hmm.
companies and like all those. And yeah, but a lot of them were like, yeah, just staying busy, because I really want to offer something for like, the smaller guys, one or two
Mm-hmm.
groups, because to be honest, they're not really gonna have a crazy budget to just go and do
Yeah.
this stuff. And then something for the medium to small, where they've got a crew, a good crew. They've already That's going to be more of, they recognize the benefit of having a good website, of having a social media, of having a good
Mm-hmm.
photos, and they just need video and they need an upgrade. And then obviously, if a large corporate or a larger company version. But I don't remember where I was going with that, but kind of those three stages to.
Yeah, no. That's good, because that helps me. Like I said, the more that I can understand, the better we can craft essentially certain parts. And like to me, I'm like, it's kind of funny. I mean, every time that I do these website audits, I'm like, we're gonna talk about the website, but I'm gonna end up talking about like strategies and
Yeah,
marketing, all that stuff,
yeah,
because it's so
it's
hard
just
not
in, yeah,
to.
it's in your blood, man. You got
Yeah,
to.
I mean, we do it literally every day.
Yeah,
Uh, and like what I tell people, I'm like, the only real reason I have social media is to look at ads. Like I
yeah.
look at more ads than I probably, like, friends and family post stuff on my wall and I don't ever look at it.
Yeah,
I'm just like,
exactly.
what's this ad? What's this?
Yeah.
It's just kind
No,
of funny.
exactly. I'm the
No.
same way with ads and commercials, and I'm like, me and my wife are sitting there, and I'm just like looking at it. I'm like, huh, that was an interesting way to do that. Oh, that was a good. You know what I mean? I feel like
Yeah.
that's just in creators and in us to like question and be like, I need to try that or something.
Yeah, exactly. So one is, obviously I like that the video is better and it's not off to one side. Obviously that was a big
Yeah,
thing there. Um,
yeah. That my web, it's been a mess. My website was really good and it worked good enough. And then I went in and was like, I don't like it. It needs this change. And then all the stuff got moved around, and I was testing with it, and then I was like, forget it. I need some design help. And then
yeah.
I was like, just realized recently, I'm like, crap, that mess up and that just thrown everywhere stuff is still up there.
Yeah. And it happens, trust me. It's websites can be crazy sometimes. So with this part here, with the website content is not optional anymore. What I suggest is, like, I like the statistics that you give. I would just essentially back those statements up. Because the thing is like I can go here and I can be like, okay, 93% of businesses say that they have leads or whatever. One is I would still change that, where it's like, instead of leads, change it to jobs, change it to whatever. One is if you can find industry specific, like service providers, like even if it's whatever, like
Yeah.
the American Plumbing Association, whatever it is, right? Like, look at those things and then like put those statistics on there and be like, oh, the American Plumbing Association says that 93% of whatever, because that's just going to help drive that credibility
Yeah.
home more. And like I said, I would try to tweak them because, like I said, a lot of these are leads. And at least in my experience, even like some of the bigger service providing companies and that kind of stuff, I've never heard them refer to customers necessarily as leads. I either
Gotcha.
hear it as quotes, like I want to get more quotes,
Yeah.
more estimates, or more
More
jobs. Like
jobs.
those are
Yeah.
the big things. Like leads to me is very real estate. Like
Yeah.
I want
Yeah.
more leads. I want more, I want more home buyer leads, or I want more
Sales. It's
whatever.
more sales job, like
Yeah.
getting leads. Yeah,
Yeah. So that's
I got the statistics and from my old notes like Google Docs. I have that is smart to go and get different ones that are actual industry related. But for these, I do have it.
okay.
I don't know why they're not up.
Yeah, no, and like I said, it's all these like little things to add
Yeah,
in
yeah,
there
yeah,
because one is like whenever I read it, I don't know if like is that you saying it? Because the other thing is like if you're saying it, well then it's like, well then how do I know that it's
yeah.
real,
You didn't
right?
just
How do I
like
know you just didn't
100% of everybody that I work with is has $5 million in sales the next year.
yeah. And that's the thing. But if you can like, and like I said, even if you can't find like maybe industry specific, like if it's like Forbes or Business Insider, like,
Yeah,
or if it's like the Huffington Post or like whatever, that to a degree, like most people kind of know what that is or like
yeah,
whatever,
yeah.
like it just helps push that credibility a little bit more. Let me see. I know that I want to say in one of the videos, at least one that I looked at, and I don't remember, I think it's this one, right? Yeah. What I would actually suggest for this video is do a voiceover.
Okay,
The only reason I say that is because like whenever I was watching it, one
it's too
is,
quick.
well, I was gonna say it's a little quick, but also I am like terrible at reading. I'm like super dyslexic. So like I was like, I can't follow it, so I just don't
Yeah,
watch it and then I don't get any of the stuff. I think
yeah,
that
yeah,
if you
yeah.
put the text on there, I think that that's totally fine. I would just also have a voiceover because the other thing is I may click it and then I may keep scrolling and listen to it, but I may not actually read it. If that makes sense.
Gotcha. Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, that
Because
makes
I know like
perfect sense.
that's something that I'll do, right? Where I'll like play a video and then I'll like also keep looking at something else while it's
Yeah. Oh, I do
kind of
that all the
playing.
time.
So that's what I would kind of recommend there. Like I said, I mean, I think that the videos, I think all of that stuff is great. I think it's great content. Like I said, it's just like a few little tweaks here and there. I think will definitely help. Um, let's see. So on this part here, I like this like how does it work part. I think that this is fantastic. I think this is something that a lot more people should do, right? Because when people see the steps, it makes sense.
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
That's definitely how I am.
yeah. So to me, the one thing that I would recommend, just and this is kind of just more like a little bit more aesthetics, a little bit more whatever. I would say instead of having this like start now button under all of these, I would just put
Hmm.
it down here. Have one big
Okay.
button. And then the other thing that I would do is number these. Like this is step one, this is step two, this is step three, this is step four, this is step five. And literally you could just be like, one, contact us, two, meet/strategy
Gotcha.
call. Of course, I would change this copy to
Yeah, yeah,
match
yeah.
like the same kind of thing. And kind of do it that way. That way people see it and they're like, okay, like, right, because it's just like anything. Like if we see a list, we're going to finish it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That's kind of just how it is. And then I would just put one big button down here.
Gotcha.
Um, that way, like I said, it's a little bit cleaner.
Yeah.
Um,
No, you're right.
you know, and that
Um,
kind of stuff. And then when they're scrolling on mobile, they're going to scroll 1, 2, 3, 4,
yeah,
5,
true.
and then it's like, oh, and then literally on the button, I would put like step 6, click here to, you know, do whatever, and like make clicking the button the last step.
Gotcha. Yeah, because definitely like this was one thing I had to have because for me it's like I would go and do like competitor research and see what's on other guys' sites and just kind of see what's up. And a lot of them are just like, if I was a client, I don't know what would happen if I filled something out. Like what happens? Do I have to go? Do I have to call you? Do I have to like what happens next? So like that was super important, especially for this kind of industry and niche, is to
Mhm.
having like, listen, just fill this out. You'll get something in your email. We'll take care of the next steps. So I'm glad
Yeah.
that you liked that part because I was like, I
Yeah,
really,
no, it's like I said, it's super important, and I think it's probably one of the easiest things that helps conversions on a website, because when you don't know the steps, you're less likely to do that thing, right?
yeah,
Just like a
exactly.
lot of times, like when people are like, well, I want to do Facebook advertising, but I don't know all the steps, so I'm just not going to
Yeah,
do it. And it's like,
exactly.
it's
That's kind
true,
of,
like,
yeah.
you know.
And that's with a lot. I mean, having your own business and like it's kind of everything. If you had exact steps, that's why people have courses and charge so much and are able to charge so much because like they're giving you the steps and that's what people want.
Yeah, and that's a big thing, and like I said, that's why I think it's like fantastic that you have it. I'm glad that you're already there. Like I said, I think
Cool.
just those like small tweaks on it, I
Yeah.
think will definitely help. Because like I said, the main thing is with your website, it's how do we make it as clear as possible and people understand, like, yes, this is exactly what I need, and now I know what the next steps are that I need to take, kind of thing. So
Gotcha.
yeah, I think that's fantastic. Let me see. That's fine. So right here on the this section right here, I definitely think will have a bit of changing. Me
Yeah.
personally, I don't care too much for the headline, um,
Yeah.
and I don't know if it's maybe like, I don't know. I almost feel, and it just could be me personally. I almost feel like it almost has like a negative feel to it, where
Negative.
it's
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
like, hey, like, why aren't you
Or are
doing
you
this? Like, why aren't you
stupid?
doing it?
Yeah.
Like, kind of like, yeah. So I think that there's a way to change it. I don't have anything like just off the top of my head,
Yeah.
because
No.
copy doesn't always work that way, unfortunately. But yeah, so I would definitely work on that. The one thing I do want to check. So is this the correct page?
Oh man, is that what's linked? No, that's definitely
Yes.
not it.
Okay, so I clicked on this and I was like, I'm pretty sure this is not the right
Yeah,
page,
for sure.
but I
No.
just want to bring that to your attention that this is
Yeah.
going
Thank you.
to whatever this is. So, um, yeah, so yeah, I clicked on all the links. That was the only one that I was like, I'm pretty sure this is wrong. So I wanted to make sure to double check that and make sure that
Yeah.
you at least got that. The other thing that I would recommend on there, I don't know if you've seen it. I don't know if you've even watched any of our YouTube content, any of that stuff. If not,
Hmm.
that's totally fine. That's not that big of a deal. I have a video talking about deep linking. I don't know if you know what that is. If you don't, it's totally fine.
Hmm.
Like, most people have no earthly idea what it is.
Yeah.
The thing that I recommend is, and it's really more for mobile. And since I believe it was 2019 or something like that, there's more people on like viewing websites on mobile than on
Hmm.
desktop.
Yeah.
So the big thing with that, so deep linking essentially is a type of link that when somebody clicks it, it will open an app.
Ah.
So with that, like I said, I can send it to you. The
Yeah.
link,
Yeah. No,
a
that'd be
60-second.
awesome.
It's like a 60-second video that we did that was like a YouTube short, because we were kind of
Yeah.
testing out YouTube shorts.
Just
But
trying with it. Yeah.
yeah, essentially we have it on our website. And because the thing is like if you go to your website right now and you click on like Facebook on mobile, it's going to open it in the browser more than likely.
Uh,
If you have an iPhone, sometimes it'll open
it'll
in the
take,
app.
yeah.
But like one is I know if you're an Android user, it will not unless it's sometimes YouTube. But even then,
Huh.
it's not 100%. But a deep link will essentially force the app to open. And the reason you want to do that is because if I click on your Facebook and I decide to like your page, I have
You
to
have to
log
log
in.
in. Yeah, it's a pain.
It eliminates all of that.
That's awesome. That's
So, like I said,
really
it's
awesome.
yeah. So you can use it for a lot of things. Like I said, I think we have deep links now to Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, a lot of social media platforms. You can
Yeah,
also
yeah.
do it. Like I know, like if you did like Grubhub, you can have it auto open the app versus going to like
To
whatever. So
the
there's a lot
website.
of
Yeah,
benefits to
that's
it.
awesome.
But I can send you that video, and I believe we have it. The software that we use in there, and it's like you can pick up a copy for like $39,
Oh,
like
nice.
lifetime license on it. So
Yeah,
yeah, I'll send that to you
that'd be
um,
awesome.
to make sure. And then let me see here. So the other thing that I would do, that I would say, so this little chat, the only thing that I would say with that is I would only have that on there if if you're going to actually have it live. And the
Yeah,
only reason is one is like if I type in there and then it's like, hey, thanks so much, like fill out this form.
yeah. It's like,
I think that that's fine on your off hours, but it should be live all the time. And what I would actually recommend, I don't know if you're like paying for it or whatever, but Facebook, if you obviously you have Facebook Messenger, you can put it on there and it's completely free. Doesn't
yeah.
cost you anything.
I saw Ty do that, and I was like, oh yeah, I definitely need to do that because obviously I would check Facebook Messenger more, and yeah,
Yeah.
I do not like um that, like if it's just some random what's it called, just automatic message. It's pretty lame.
Yeah. And you can set up some auto messages, which is fine. I think like if somebody's like, hey, like what's your phone number or whatever, to have those auto go out, I think is totally fine. But to me, at least like from a user experience, I hate those things when it's like, oh, I can just click here and chat with somebody, and then it's like, oh, fill out this form, and I'm like, just send me to your form then, like
Yeah,
in my opinion. But yeah, Facebook Messenger, you can do it. It's completely free. Um, like I said, if you go into like your settings, your Messenger settings, there's literally one of the items is like set up Messenger on your website, and it's literally a couple clicks, and it's really easy. So it's not, and like I said, and it's free to do.
that's awesome.
Um, yeah. All right. So one of the other things that I want to talk about is this our difference page. I would completely just rename this page.
Yeah, it used to be different. It used to be like I think it used to link to like the what's it called, the steps or something. It needs,
Mhm.
yeah, it needs to be changed.
Yeah, and what I would actually do is one is since you have the steps on there, I would actually put this as like check out custom built videos or something, right? To me, I want to use those words like custom built, designed,
Yeah,
any of those things, and I would have this as your um, so the way that I like to think about it is like each video, and like you were kind of talking about, like you want to have some stuff for like the guys just starting out, medium, and then large size companies. Create each one of those things. So like for instance, like if I click this get started, this kind of goes into my next point here. But so on the form here where it says project type, to me, like I understand what those are.
yeah,
For an average guy that does plumbing, he
they have
probably
no
has no
idea.
earthly idea. So what I would do is I would literally take those videos, like these like topic ideas,
Hmm.
and I would put those on this like our difference page, and like I said, change the name to like custom created videos or whatever, and I
Okay.
would be like this one, right? Like I don't know, like if you do like a 360 video or a drone video, I would literally come here and I would be like drone video, like custom built drone video. Put the video there of like what it is. That way they can see it. And then if you have like like I said, if you have any of the essentially like case study stuff where it's like, oh, this drone video that we did got
Yeah.
10,000 views, I would put that on there. Like this video had 10,000 people that watched it or whatever, right? And then the other thing that I would do is right under that, I would put like a button that's like, yes, I want a drone video. Like, yes, sign me up for a drone video or whatever, right? And then they can click that and go to the form.
The
You want to
form.
do that for like
Okay.
every single one. That
Gotcha.
way it's super clear. Like when I go to
Yeah.
that form and I'm like, oh, I really liked the drone video and the company update video. And I can click those. And now I have complete clarity of what those things actually are.
Gotcha.
Because if I go there now, I may be like, I don't know what any of these things are.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know. The other thing is, like I said, if you, and it's kind of like a double-edged sword on here. One is, I would say, if you are comfortable putting the price on there, then I would do it.
Yeah.
Where
What do
it's
you,
like,
how do you,
oh, go ahead.
how do you feel about like starting at prices? Is that better than
Um,
nothing? Or is that just like, well, that doesn't really help me? I could say starting at $1 and just say I'll come like,
yeah, I mean, I think that you can do it either way. I think that really, I think all options are fine. The only thing that I have with starting at prices sometimes is how do I know, like, if whatever, if this roofing company has, I guess my thing is I don't understand how you price a different, like a 360 drone video for, like, if I'm a roofer versus uh I don't know, a company that's
yeah,
building a house, like building the house. Like, what?
yeah,
How do you
gotcha.
determine what those prices are? Like, because like to me, like I understand like drone video and all that kind of stuff. So like to me, like with that knowledge, I don't understand how you price the differences.
Hmm.
But the same thing is like as a customer, I don't think I would understand like, because to me, as if I was somebody that knew nothing about drones, well, why does my video cost,
Yeah,
$5,000 when that guy's video only costs $3,000 and
yeah.
all the thing's doing is like spinning in a circle,
Yeah.
right?
Well, yeah, that's fair. The way I do it is because it would get so complicated doing like doing it that way, like this
Mhm.
company's price would be this way, it's about time. Like
Yeah.
we offer drone service. This is, and this is what you want done. Let's say they want just like a finished video of a roof that they
Hmm.
did, and our drone service, I tell you, it's going to take this long to shoot and edit it. But then, some remodel company wants a 5 minute video of, or they want me to come back every month to
Yeah.
get the updates. It's gonna technically be the same price because the time, what I, I'm trying to think of the word. The rate is the same, but the prices are going to be different because his is going to take way longer, you know?
Yeah. So just like what you said there, then I would do it instead of starting at, I would just say like, and I know that not like every single video is going to follow to a degree the same structure, right? Like a
Yeah.
drone video
Yeah. Yeah.
is
Yeah.
way different
It's just,
than a
yeah.
testimony versus whatever. But like just in this example, the drone video, I'd be like starting at $100 an hour, whatever that price is. That way they know, okay, it's $100 an hour, because in that industry, everything is by hours, right? Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
so to them, that gives them clarity. Like, oh, I'm an electrician. We charge $75 an hour per person. great. Like I get that as somebody, as a service provider. So in that instance, that's how I would do it, is like, our drone videos start at $100 an hour, whatever, like I
Gotcha.
said, whatever it
Yeah,
is.
yeah, yeah.
Then I have clarity, like, okay, like if we do an hour long shoot, great. Like I know that this is like what my price is going to be.
Yeah.
And then
And
I can
this,
start building my
yeah.
own video package.
Yeah. And also like this company promo, it took 5 hours to shoot. And we usually it usually takes this amount of time to edit a 5 hour shoot. So this is what you're looking at, and like this is what this costs. I can't promise it's going to be the same, because what do you need done? You know how it is. But yeah,
Yeah.
I agree with that kind of pricing, because I don't really want to put direct pricing, like this is exactly what I
Yeah.
charge, just because we never really want to do that much, because we don't know
Yeah.
who's going to look at it and
Yeah.
compete with us.
Eh,
But I do
yeah.
agree with having something.
Yeah. And I think that that's always good, because then the same thing is like, I think that if they have somewhat of an idea, I think their gears will kind of start turning. But like, let's say it's like a testimony video, I would literally just put on there like, request an estimate, because like to
Yeah,
them they're like, oh, because right, like not every plumber has every single service priced out.
yeah,
They may have
exactly.
like, here's like where you kind of have an idea where it's like, oh,
Yeah,
we start at $75 an hour, and then that can go up based on all the work that we do, the labor, the cost, whatever. So I think by having at least some pricing, it gives them a little bit better of an idea.
yeah, for
um,
sure.
and like I said, I think that it's also something that you'll have to kind of test, right? I would put it on there, see how it kind of does, and then I would also take it off and see, does it do better without it on there? Maybe it
Hmm.
does. I don't know. Like I can't say 100% for
Yeah,
sure, but
exactly.
to me, like I just want to make sure that like people are clear, right? Because clarity drives
Yeah,
conversion.
and that's exactly how I am.
So yeah, so that's the big thing. And like I said, I would literally just create that page as like, these are all the videos. Here's an example of the video. Here's where you can click the button to get it. And then I would even put like maybe under that, like if you have testimonies, whether it's like text, videos, and essentially just have it in like chunks, right? Where it's like, this chunk is this video. There's the main video, like the title of it, the main video, the the button that's like, yes, I want to get a drone video. And then on the bottom, like, here's like written testimonies, here's video testimony, whatever in there.
Yeah.
So that people can see like, oh, these are like what these people got. And this is how, like what they had to say about it. And I
Hmm.
would do that for every single one. And the other thing that I would do is I would put your most expensive one. And this is if you want to put the price on. Like, let's just say
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
like, this video starts at $1,500 and can go up. If you decide to do that, put your most expensive one at the
Hmm.
top,
Yeah, that's
because
smart.
essentially what that's just going to do is what is called anchoring, where the first piece of information that somebody gets, they're going to base everything else that they see off of that piece. So like
Yeah.
and even if like the top video that, and maybe it's one that you don't do that much, even if you're like,
Hmm.
it's $10,000, and then the next one is like starting at 1,500, that
Yeah.
one looks way more appealing than the top one.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Gotcha.
So it's all the psychology behind the things.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was funny because I read an interesting article kind of talking about some of the anchoring stuff that I was kind of laughing about, because there was a Philly cheesesteak company in Philly, and they like came out with $100 Philly cheesesteak. But the reason they did it was because they're like, one is it'll get people talking, because like
Yeah.
all Philly cheesesteaks here are like $5-10. Like,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
but then what ended up happening is like they also did like steaks and other stuff, and like a
Hmm.
$50 steak that was like the
Didn't
next
seem that
item on the
much.
list didn't seem that much, and they like increased the amount of steaks that they sold, because people were like, dang, $100 Philly cheesesteak, and they're like, oh well, I can get this whole steak for $50. That's a really good deal.
That's
Even though,
hilarious.
like, you know,
Yeah,
so
it's really
it just helps reinforce that like
that's smart.
idea. Um, yeah, so that's really what I would do is look at structure, having those videos, because to me, and I think even, if I look at it and I see like, oh, a social media video post, like what I think it should be could be completely different than what you actually want to deliver or how you deliver it,
Yeah,
right? So all that does is it helps clear all of that up. And that's why,
gotcha.
like I said, I would put those things on there. And realistically, even if you don't have, like, let's say, I don't know,
Yeah, they don't
if
know
you don't
what
have
they're.
company photography and you don't have like images that you can show on your website, I would just take this off the list
Hmm.
and then use that as something that you can upsell or whatever when you
Gotcha.
meet with the client. Don't worry
Yeah.
about putting every single thing that you have on this form. Only put
Hmm.
the things that you can show people, because you can always sell
Yeah.
people a bunch of stuff on the back end.
Yeah, exactly. And once they
Um,
trust you and have worked with, yeah, which that's another thing I need to get better about is like uploading neat stuff to the web. The problem with that, because I have a ton of really good company photography that I did like
mhm.
on the job, is like I'm such a perfectionist with the website that it's like if I like it how it is, I I guess that goes into having a spot where it can show all your work, you know what I mean? And also it's like if I care, this is what I need to do, then that's what I need to do. But adding stuff
Yeah.
like that where it goes,
Yeah, and honestly, I wouldn't even worry about trying to add everything, because I think that that's also
too
can be
much.
a little counterintuitive. So like with the company like photos, I would maybe put like, I don't know, maybe like 2 or 3 or 4 company photos. And
Hmm.
honestly, what I would do is I would look at, if you can do before and afters. Like, this is what their company photos look like
Uh,
before. This is what
yeah,
they look like when we did the photos. Because then what that's going to do is they're going to immediately be able to see the quality of work.
yeah,
Because like if I
and
go in
that's
there and I see them, I may be like, oh, those are nice pictures, but I have
yeah
nothing to compare them to.
compared to
Essentially, the ugly pictures,
yeah, yeah,
right?
yeah.
You know,
That's
essentially
awesome.
you're doing what fitness companies do, right? This is me
Yeah.
6,000 pounds before. Here's me now.
Yeah, this is me, 50 less jobs, whatever.
Yeah.
This is me now. And that's honestly where my mind was because now that we've got more people coming on with us, we've got some designers, website people, copy people coming to actually work with us. That's the goal is I hate and when I did the beta clients, they're like they've gotten video and they were sent a Dropbox link and no other contact. Like it was almost like the videographer, which I used to do all the time. I'd send the work and be like, I hope I don't hear back from them. Like I hope they just like it and that's it. And that's just
Hmm.
the complete wrong way to go. And especially charging higher prices. It's like my beta client, he was like, honestly, because in his mind, it was a smaller construction group. In his mind, at first, I was like, what would you plan on paying for something? He was like 5 to 750, and obviously, I'm like, okay. We did the work. After it was like $1,250 job, and he's like, honestly, I would have no problem paying that. That the work, what it did, the way it made us look, the voiceover, everything about it was fantastic. And I would pay it. It's totally worth it. He said the only issue that I would have is the psychological issue that goes on when someone gets a video. They're all excited for $1,250. They have a minute long video. Cool. Like in their it's just like I just can't they can't justify it. So that's when I headed towards more of the offering, the consult stuff and the strategy stuff. And hey, listen, when we deliver it, let's set up another call so we can show you, and that's where the other people come in. We can show you where to use it, how to use it best, what
Yeah.
how you can actually make money off of it. So and that's where also the photos came in is while we're doing the job. Their website doesn't just need video; it probably needs good photos too. Um,
Yeah. Have
but yeah,
you, so like I said, with that, with the products and that kind of stuff, that's how I would position it.
okay,
Position everything as like I said, like show, if you could show the video, like this is the video, here's a result that I got from this particular client. One is I would always go and, let's say, like, I don't know, a drone video that you just recently did is better than the one that's on the website. Just swap it out and swap out
Yeah.
that info. Don't put like 10,000 because you only need
Hmm.
one really good one.
Yeah.
So that's how I would look at it. The same thing with like your photography pictures. Like, if you can get the before and afters, like, here's kind of what some of their pictures on the website looked like before. Here's what they look like now.
And this is what it got them.
Yeah.
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 If we
And
can
do
get
it kind
that.
of like that, and just update those things. Don't just keep
Hmm.
adding more and more and more, because then it'll be
Gotcha.
out of control.
Yeah. The page will be
um,
like a mile of scrolling.
yeah, because that's really what you want is, um, like I said, they need to have something to kind of compare it to or have context. Because, like, right, like
Yeah.
when I posted, I'm like, I know exactly what all the things that went on, but like, as
Hmm.
somebody that I'm like, oh, okay, that it looks good, like,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
that's totally fine. But you want to have the context behind it and that kind of stuff. With that, the last thing that I want to say, like I said, I know that we've gone a little over our time, but
Sorry.
I want to make sure that no, I want to make sure that you're getting the things that you need right here. The project investment, I would completely get rid of that, and then the general time frame, I would also get rid of that. The only
Okay.
reason I say that is because, one is, if I put in a time and you're busy, now I feel like we're already off to a bad start.
Yeah.
And
True.
the same thing is like the project involvement. I don't know any of that stuff. Like, the reason I'm hiring you is because you know all that stuff.
Yeah.
Like, I already am assuming that you're gonna know, because that would kind of be like if you went to a plumber and they're like, okay, like, what are all the parts that you need? And you're like, I don't know. Like, I'm hiring you for, you know,
Yeah. That makes sense.
like, I hope that you know what parts I
Yeah.
need. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, I guess with the way my mind went with that question was like, because I've had people come where it's like we've tried video, we kind of have an idea, but we just it's kind of like me with the website. Like, I've worked on the website, I know what I want it to look like, but I just don't have like I just can't get
Mhm.
it done. So that's kind of the way I was going with it. Like, hey, do you like what is have you never thought of video and you just saw someone and
Yeah.
was like, hey, we should do something like that?
Yeah.
Or have you, but I completely agree. It's again, it's the same. Like,
Yeah.
I
No,
know what
and I
I'm
would,
thinking, but they don't.
yeah, and I would literally just put it on there like, have you ever, like, is this the first time you've done video, or have you done video before? And literally just
Gotcha.
like as blatantly obvious as that, where they're like, yes, I have, or no, I have not. Because
Yeah.
that's all you really need. Like, I don't care if they know scripting. I don't care if they come from a film background, for all I care. Like, if you're hiring us, my guess is you probably don't know how to do it, because if you did, you wouldn't hire us.
Yeah, you wouldn't be here.
Yeah, is kind of my whole thing on that. So
Gotcha.
that's what I would do. Like I said, that way it's a little bit more clear, has some of those things. Um, so yeah, those are really, like I said, the things that I would focus on the website. Like I said, I know we kind of talked a little bit into some marketing strategies, some of the back
Hmm.
end kind of stuff. Is there anything that you have, like any questions? Like I said, I know that I threw a lot at you there. Is there anything that you have questions on? Like I said, I mean, I can go into probably a lot more. I just know that, like, time is kind of a thing
Yeah, yeah,
too.
yeah.
So,
No, I won't keep you too long. I can't think of any. I knew this would just be packed full and I would just be like, taking
yeah,
it all in. You really answered them all. Like I said, my biggest thing is I just want to come across as clear as possible. And that's everyone's goal to be different, to look like they're set apart, and to just come
yeah,
across clear. So it's kind of the same. I'm just super. I want to be genuine. I want to actually provide something that works. That's why I don't want to be. Here's your link. Figure out what to do with it. And some
yeah,
people, I know some people that's what they want to do. They want to make the video. say, here you go, bye. And that's perfectly fine. That's their own thing. I feel like with this industry and this, in the day and age we're in, it's really not easy, but it's possible to create products and a business that really helps you from start to finish. I can be there to help you from the idea of it to actually get making your money back. So that's kind of the
Yeah.
goal with the website, and you definitely helped me through, some ideas.
My other question to you is, how do you think everything went with everything that we talked about today? Do you feel good about it? Is it?
Yeah, awesome. No, this is very, at least for me, I hope this helps like with, just in terms of the service. For me, I love having conversations like this, going into it and not worrying about taking notes and having everything written down exactly. Oh, what'd you say? Oh, the recording feature, and also having you send me the stuff that you talked about while we were talking and the recording is fantastic, because obviously there's key points that like I wrote down, but I don't want to miss, the conversation part, because in the moment I can ask you questions, and if I'm trying to write what you're saying, I can't ask questions and have a good conversation. But I think what you did was perfect in going through, the points of my website and the ideas. I mean, you came up with some bomb ideas right on the spot, and that's pretty impressive. But I think it was great, man. This definitely helped a lot. No, super valuable. Definitely pointed me in the right direction as far as website. I'm super interested in, the courses you have, being a part of that group. Send me all that information. And if you need like a testimonial or something, let me know. I'll totally make one for you.
Yeah, like I said, that's
Cool.
everything that I have. I'll definitely be sending you over some info. The other thing that
Perfect.
I will also send you, because I did drop it in the live that we did. So, like I said, all the things. I just want to make sure I give you the information. So one is we are starting to post a lot more content on our YouTube channel.
Mm-hmm.
So we're trying to do about 3 videos a day, or 3 videos a day, 3 videos a week.
Yeah.
So
I was like,
yeah, no,
okay,
I'm not
man.
that crazy. Not yet.
When do you sleep or eat?
So we have that, but I also have it's a PDF like document. It's like not a worksheet, but it's a document. It's 13 elements of a high converting website. I'm also going to send that to you. It just has
sweet.
like 13 things. There's a few examples and just like good practices in there as well. So I'll send you that. I'll send you the other docs and all that other stuff. So
Perfect.
if there's anything else that you need, like I said, just reach out to me, let me know. I want to thank you for, letting me look at your website and hopefully point you in the right direction.
Absolutely, man. No, seriously, I appreciate it. Thank you so much for doing this and, letting me take up some of your time to check it out. And I appreciate it, man. Just send me the email. I'm super interested in all that. And
Yeah,
I
like
guess
I said, I'll get my team to make sure to send that all over to you for sure.
Sweet.
So.
Awesome.
All right.
Well, cool, Tim. I guess I'll see you later.
Yeah, thanks so much.
Awesome,
Take
man.
it easy.
Appreciate it.
So that was the Scary Good website audit. Now, these audits normally take about an hour long and cost $499 to do. And like I said, we really go really in depth and really give you all the things that you need to start crafting and changing your website so that you can really turn more of your website visitors into your customers. So since you made it all the way to the end, we have something special for you. For the very first 5 people that go below this video into the description, we actually have a code for you where you can get $200 off your own website audit. Now, like I said, this is only for the first 5 people, so you're going to be able to get your website audit for only $200. So you're going to be able to get your website audit for $200. Now, if you go and get that code, there's also a link where you can book your Scary Good website audit session. And if you go and you enter in the code and it's invalid, that means that those 5 spots have already been taken. So if you are really interested in getting a full in-depth 1 hour session really dissecting your website. That way you can turn more visitors into customers. Make sure you go right now into the description of this video and sign up before those 5 spots are gone. Now, if you found this video useful and helpful, make sure to give this video a like. And if you would like us to do more of these kind of behind the scenes, doing these kinds of audits, make sure to leave us a comment down below and we'll keep coming out with these type of videos. And I look forward to seeing you in our next video.